What to do in difficult and trying times. What do you normally do in difficult and trying times? You have to watch this video. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. How are you all doing today? I hope you are doing fine. Do consider subscribing for more messages like this, okay? Hit the red subscribe button, turn on the bell so that whenever I upload videos, you get notified. By the grace of God, this will bless lots of people. What do you do in difficult times? It may be very difficult for people to seek God in this time, in trial times. Do you normally seek God, or do you normally blame God? Are you really seeking God in trial times? Most difficult times or trial times are mostly the time that God tries people. You will want to try your faith to know if your faith is as little as a mustard seed. To know if you can really seek Him at this time. To know if you are going to deviate and start serving another God. To really know your mind towards Him. He knows what you are passing through. He really knows. Are you looking for a miracle, deliverance, provisions? Are you seeking for healing? Maybe you find it difficult to get healing at that particular time. Just remember this, what God says in Hebrew 13 verse 5. I will never leave you or forsake you. But you have to seek Him and you will find Him. Seek Him first. Find Him. When you search for Him with all your heart, you will surely find Him. He knows what you are passing through, as I said earlier. He just wants you to seek Him first. You know, it's not always good for us to lean on our own understanding. That verse says, you will seek me and find me. And when you search for me with all your heart, then you see that blessing that you are looking for. It's not as if He does not know what you are passing through. You just want to know if at that particular time, if you are going to seek Him. You want to know the level of love you have towards Him. You want to know the level of faith you have. Remember, if your faith is as little as like this, you can move mountains. So this is something I've always told myself in times of difficult times, like in troubled times, in difficult times, there are some times that I will just be wondering, what is really happening? I'm doing all this, I'm doing this, I'm trying my best, I'm helping people, but why am I passing through this? But when I go through these words, these verses, then you find that God is actually testing you. God is testing you if you are going to be there to seek for Him, or if you are going to divert and start doing another thing. I just remember that He said He promised to be near the brokenhearted, and the one crushed in spirit. In difficult and trial times, just ask God, just ask Him, God, how are you revealing yourself in this my particular situation? How are you revealing yourself in these trial times I'm passing through? How are you glorified? How are you being glorified in this time? In this my trial time, how are you being glorified, God? God cannot be glorified in times of your difficult times. But if you really hold on to that trust, if you really continue being closer to God, seeking Him, you put the enemies to shame, you put the devil to shame, and the name of God will be glorified. If you are, maybe for example, you are looking for money to purchase a particular thing, or you need provisions of life, or you desire healing, and you are not getting it that particular time you want it fast. Name of God cannot be exalted that time. His name cannot be glorified that particular time. But when you continue having faith, continue asking Him, waiting for Him, seeking Him, then people will be like, what is happening here? No matter, look at what he's passing through, and he's still there looking for God, and he's still there believing in God. Then that is when the name of God will be glorified. For I know the thoughts I think towards you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil. Yes, thoughts of peace and not of evil. No matter what you are passing through, remember this: He does not want that sickness upon you. He does not want you to lack in any way. Not of evil, but to give you a future and a hope. Not of evil, but to give you a future and a hope. So you have to hold on to God. read this verse. Always remember. Read this verse. You have to be strong and know that it's by your side. Just know that this is a trial time. Okay, no matter what is happening. Another thing you should always do is that you should put him in remembrance. God says, put me in remembrance of things. He does not forget. It's not as if he forgets things. God can never forget his promise. He remembers all. But he just wants you to put him in remembrance. Name them one after the other. Name those things. Just list it. All those things that he promised. Just be listing it during prayers. God, you promised me this. God, the thoughts you have for me are not of evil, but of good, to give me a future and a hope. God cannot forget his word. He can never forget his words. Never. He can never. But it's good to put him in remembrance. Doing so, the bond between you and God will just be so tight. Like, you're just going to do anything you ask for. Another thing is, when you are passing through difficult times or trial times, do not lean on your own understanding. Always seek God. Always let him know. He knows all that, but always let him know. Do not say, God knows all this thing I'm passing through, then why is he not doing anything about it? Do not say that. Always best to always put him in remembrance. Seek him. Do not lean on your own understanding. In that way, you will always continue failing and failing and failing. No matter what you need in life, even if you knows it all, even if you have it all, always lean on God. Put him first before any other thing. If you are going out, tell him, Lord, I'm going out today. This is what I want. I need protection. Even if that sickness is still in you, after asking for forgiveness, then ask God, God, this sickness, I want it to be no more in my life, in my body. I want it to leave my body. I want to be strong again. Remember, the thoughts you have for me are not of evil. Remember, you have promised to heal me. Always seek God, okay? And put him in remembrance. You can also list those things that you have done. God, I'm supporting the orphanage home. God, I don't bear grudges in my heart. Just be saying it one after the other. Say what you have done to touch the hearts of people. If you help people, you are also helping God. If you have ever accommodated someone, you are just like accommodating God. Anything you do unto your neighbor, you are just doing it to God. Just be listing those things you have done. You have clothed someone, you have fed someone. You don't need to brag it outside. But when you go to the presence of God, when you just, you don't need to shout. Pray and tell God those things that you are doing. Those things that will melt God's heart. Put him in remembrance. Tell him, he knows all that. But just be listing it one after the other. And you see what God will do. Like, no matter the situation you are passing through, no matter that trial time, no matter that difficult time. Another thing you should know, that time of God is not our time. Our ways are not God's ways. Either our thoughts is thoughts. So if you really need something now, urgently, does not mean that you get it immediately. Yes, there are some times that if you pray, maybe after some minutes, or even at that particular time of after praying, you will start seeing your prayers answered. But in most times, you don't expect it to be fast like that. Anything that is so urgent is not real. So do not expect that healing immediately. Do not expect after praying you just see money falling down everywhere. It must pass through some channels. It must go through some ways. Maybe God will pass through someone to give you that money. Okay, no matter what you are passing through in life, just know that God is watching. God knows it all. Okay? Just know that God knows everything you are passing through. Only thing you have to do is seek him. Find him. Seek him with all your heart. Doing that is to continue praying. Continue believing in him. That is the meaning of that. Seek him. Find him. No matter what you are passing through. Another thing is a clean heart. Always have that clean heart. And you see doors opening. you will see people locating you, favoring you. Anytime you kneel down, anytime you pray unto God, anytime you cry unto God, God must surely pass through someone to locate you by the grace of God. So go ahead and follow all this. You see that difficulty, all those trials, you'll be letting go gradually until they are no more in your life. Call unto God. He's the author and finisher of our faith. He's the all and all. He's the beginning and the end, the Alpha and Omega. He can do all things. Just always know that there's nothing difficult for God to do. He can do it more and more, as in anything you ask for, He can do it for you. But make sure you don't lean on your own understanding in this difficult time. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to this channel. Share this video to everyone, okay? Remain blessed as always. I will see you in my next video.